wonder what it is. Whoa. The AEW Unrivaled Collection Champion 4-pack, limited to 3,000, with Thunder Rosa. Sweet! I know what to do. Oh, hey, Comair Alexa.
Hey, Mayor Aaron. Hope you like today's Jillmas present. I'm like a tiny little Santa Claus.
No, I don't just like it. I love it. So much, in fact, that I wanted to make today's review all gold everything. Much like the fantasy attires that they put these superstars in this Champions 4-pack. You know, I got my gold bow tie, my gold suspendies, and to top it off, I'm going to paint my face gold.
Okay, that's, interesting.
I know, right? Now, as soon as I opened up that Champion 4-pack and saw all the gold, I know what I had to do, and what I had to do is paint my face gold. And once I'm done here, I'm going to paint my entire body gold, I think. Now, to be honest with you, I searched all over the house. I mean, I looked high, looked low, I looked everywhere, and I could not find my gold face paint. But have no fear, I found some gold paint, and that's what I'm using to paint my facey.
Mayor Aaron, you can't just use any paint on your face. It could have dangerous toxins and chemicals.
Bahooey! Toxins schmoxins. I'm sure the paint that I used is perfectly fine.
Let me see the paint you used.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Oh, here you go.
Dude, I'm over here.
Yep, well, sorry I missed you. I saw two of you for a second there. I'm fine.
Mayor Aaron, this paint says to not use on body or face. Says it has dangerous chemicals. Mayor Aaron.
Hey y'all, welcome to LumberJillville. Women's wrestling lives here. Now before we get started, I just remind you to please hit subscribe to become an official resident of LJV and get a first look at all future women's wrestling figure reviews like today's very unique review of Thunder Rosa and the rest of the figures from the Amazon exclusive AEW Unrivaled Champions 4-pack, 1 of 3,000. That was very hard to remember, but I think I did it. Okay. Now, much like that Bendham 6-pack, I reviewed that because Charlotte was included. And here in LumberJillville, I review only women's wrestling figures. But I made an exception for that. I'm making an exception for this 4-pack today because there are 4 figures included, and there's only 1 female included. But I had to have this because Thunder Rosa, friend of the channel, she did appear on the Unmatched 7-figure review, and I'm a huge fan of her. You know, that was the first time I got a female professional wrestler on LumberJillville, and it means a lot to me, and I'm such a big supporter, big fan of Thunder Rosa, so I had to have that figure for my collection. So I figured, why not order it, why not open it for all of y'all, and give y'all an up-close look at each figure one by one. Now, these come with some pretty unique, brand new titles, some of them do at least, and I'm real excited for that. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at this, starting with the packaging. Alright, so here it is, the Unrivaled Collection Champions 4-pack. Now, this is an Amazon 1 of 3,000 exclusive, and I was lucky enough to grab it like the 3rd time it went up. It's been up and down on Amazon, off and on through the last few weeks, and I was so happy and lucky that I was able to scoop it up, and I got this mostly for the Thunder Rosa, but I have it in front of us, so we're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to open it up and look at each figure, each title, and see how this overall pack is, and see if it's worth the $80 price point on Amazon, if it's still available when you're done watching this. So right off the bat, if you look at this packaging, packaging. I mean, this looks beautiful. This nice, huge open window would look amazing if you had every one of these superstars sign it. I think that would be great with a different colored paint pen for each superstar. I mean, I think this is classy. This is awesome. And AEW hasn't really released anything like this, at least that I can think of off the top of my head. Now, remember, I only review women's wrestling figures, so anything that's been released similar to this that isn't female related, I am unaware of, right? So, taking a look here, we even have a little bit of an opening on the top. We have the names of the superstars on the bottom, and like I mentioned, we have this big open window. We can see all the superstars, all equipped with their individual titles, which we will go over. We have that limited edition sticker in the corner. We have, okay, on the one side of the package, we have Wardlow and Orange Cassidy's little faces. And on the other side, we have MJF and Thunder Rosa. And then we're going to turn this around. And on the back side here, this is awesome. Look how cool this is. So this is just an image of each of the superstars. And then we have their little screen printed autographs. This looks great. This looks really cool. Really, really cool. Honestly, if you open these up, keep the packaging because this would look great displayed behind the superstars themselves. So with that being said, let's open it up. Now, I don't know how I'm going to open it up, but I see these little circular stickers on the top. I don't know if they're coming through on the camera, so we're going to slice them and dice them. And we'll see if this is easier to open up than the Unrivaled and Unmatched figures, because after all of these reviews, I still haven't found a way to open them up without making it seem like a kaiju came in and just destroyed. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is so simple. So, okay, I opened up this flap, and it should slide right out. Okay, we are going to be a little careful with it here. Okay, all right, let's turn this around here. All right, so, yep, out. There we go. Slides right out. There we have the figures here, and as you can see, it's kind of bizarre because I wish they didn't include extra hands, and I say that because, you know, MJF got an extra hand. Orange Cassidy has extra hands. Thunder Rosa and Wardlow, not so much. Not that I can see. And it's like they started giving them extra hands, and then they're like, we probably shouldn't do that for the others. So that's really a weird choice. I don't really like that design choice. I think if these hands weren't in there, this would look much cleaner and look even cooler MOC. So I'm going to take these figures out carefully, and we're going to look at them one by one. But let's start off with Thunder Rosa. All right, so let's go a little backwards. Let's do the main event first, right? This is the figure I really wanted from this 4-pack, the one that I'm keeping in my collection. And this is Thunder Rosa herself here. Now, this does appear to be an exact re-release of Unmatched Series 7, which I'll do a little side-by-side here in a minute, with the biggest difference being that matte yellow that was used on the Unmatched figure is now a metallic shiny gold. And also, she is given the AEW Women's World Championship, which is freaking cool. So let's look at that first, actually. Now, this is the first time we have gotten this title. And we have gotten a couple different sizes of the AEW Women's Championship. You know, the Britt Baker Supreme came with a good size one, like the proper size. But there's also a tiny one that came out, like with Riho and a couple other females. And then there was a huge one that came out with that Unrivaled Britt Baker. I think that was Unrivaled 10, maybe. But, okay, so here we have the most current AEW Women's World Championship. So here you can see it's got these real big plates. This is really going to stand out, especially compared to the other design that's more of a oval type shape. And yes, there are 3 different hard plastic plates there with the AEW logo at the top. And then it looks like it's supposed to say Women's World, but mine is rubbed off a little bit. So I don't know if I did that when I was taking it off or what, but it looks like the text in gold, the Women's World, is real easy to come off. And then it says Wrestling Champion at the bottom. But either way, I mean, this title is cool. I mean, that makes this 4-pack worth it almost all on its own. Because this is the first time we've gotten this. And with how slow Jazzwares has been as of late, I don't know when we're going to get this next. Maybe with the next Jamie Hayter figure, whenever that's coming out. But either way, I'm just glad to have this in my collection for my AEW Women's figure. So, yeah, this title is awesome. Now, looking at the Thunder Rosa herself, as I mentioned, it is basically a re-release of that Unmatched 7. Except here we have that yellow replaced with a metallic shiny gold. And you'll see that with a lot of these figures. A lot of them, except I think for Wardlow, have like little gold aspects added to their normal attires. That's why I didn't do a turntable and say what this attire was from, because I believe most of these are kind of fantasy attires here. But I think the metallic gold looks great, especially with the black in contrast. Going all the way around, we have a Thunder Rosa logo on the back there. We got logos on the side, designs on the side, metallic gold. We have tattoo detail on her right thigh. Good. And then moving on down to her knee pads and kick pad boots. We have gold with the black. Looks really, really good. And the face itself is a re-release. Now, I do wish that we would have got the tongue out face that came with the Unmatched Series 7, because that face I love. This one's okay. I think it does an okay job here, but it's not my favorite. Something's off about it, and I don't know exactly what that is. So we are going to do a little side-by-side here. We got Unmatched 7 Thunder Rosa. And as you can see, I mean, it's just a re-release. You know, there's really nothing new as far as the attire goes. Even the face sculpt and scan, I'm looking at it. Side by side, it's the exact same. Everything's the same. Now, the biggest benefit, that's a tongue twister, of the Unmatched figure is you get a lot of really cool accessories that you don't get in this Champions 4-pack. You get this cool flag. You also get that tongue out head, which I prefer. And then we get these extra hands. We could even do a little Thunder Rosa hand. So I think that that's cool that the Unmatched comes with this. And yeah, I actually really do prefer... Let me try to zoom out here. I really do prefer this tongue out face. I just think it adds character to it, and I wish they would have gone with that. But it is what it is. So yeah, I think this gold attire is really cool, and I think with that championship, it looks even cooler. So I'm definitely going to display this. I'm going to make a Thunder Rosa shelf, and this is going to be front and center because with this title, it looks awesome. Now let's check out probably the most desired figure of this 4-pack, because there's a lot of cool updates and changes, and it just really stands out with the gold here, and that's MJF. Now, he comes with the AEW World Championship, and what's really cool about it, we're going to take this off. Now, it's important to note, I am going to say, that every one of these figures had plastic underneath the title, so there's plastic between the title and the skin, and MJF even had plastic from the scarf on the skin. So I think these figures stay protected well. If you want to keep them MOC, I don't really think you have to worry about staining on any of them. So that's really cool that they did that, but I did take all the plastic off because no one wants to see that. So let's look at this AEW World Championship. Now, I don't have hardly any AEW men's figures, so I really can't compare this to many, but I believe this is the first time, and it might be hard to tell on camera, and I am colorblind. Oh, wow, that's cool. So I thought it was just a brown, but if you look, it's actually got like the Burberry type design. It's got like a mix of brown and red. Try to get that on camera. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. It's got a little pattern on the strap. It's even got a pattern on this side of the strap. And yeah, I guess the pattern isn't on the rest of it, but it is on the most noticeable part. So, you know, around the plates here, we don't have that pattern. It's just kind of like a brownish red, a maroon type color. But that is cool that they went the extra mile and put the pattern, like the Burberry type pattern, on the straps there. These plates are nice and big. I don't know how this title compares to other men's titles that have released, but I think this is the first time we get like that Burberry design. And wow, yeah, this championship actually looks beautiful. This thing looks gorgeous. I love it. I love the AEW logo. It's a lot of detail going on there, a lot of sculpting, and yeah, it looks awesome. So looking at MJF himself, so he comes with an open hand. He comes with the microphone hand. Okay, and then we got this little microphone that I am going to probably lose. Okay, let's be honest here. Now, the extra hand he comes with is this hand that has the ring on the pinky, so that's really cool. Now, what really stands out about this figure is this scarf. And let me zoom back out here. All right, so what's really cool about this scarf is it is like a metallic gold. It is nice. And on top of that, it's a really cool material. It's like a real, I don't know how to say, like shiny stitch material. And what's cool about it is it's actually like layered. So it's not just one piece of fabric, you know, like the Nyla Rose scarf that we got, right? This has some layer to it, and it looks really cool. I mean, this is a beautiful looking scarf, and it looks great on this figure, my goodness. All right, so looking at the figure itself, you know, I've never been a huge fan of this face sculpt, you know, I think they nailed it early on in his figures. And I think this is a different one. I don't know. There's been a lot of MJF figures, and they've gone all over the place with the sculpts and scans of the face. They've gone up, and they've gone mostly down. So here, I mean, I think it's okay. I think it's all right. It actually looks pretty good, in my opinion. I mean, I don't really have others to compare to, but I think it looks all right. I like that hairstyle. Looks cool. We have the sideburns going on to that beard. Very, very cool. Moving on down, he has tattoo detail on his bicep. And then we have on his wrist that Burberry pattern with metallic gold, and his trunks have a metallic gold to them. MJF logo in the black. Black knee pads, black boots with the MJF initials in gold. Yeah, this, I mean, the Thunder Rosa is obviously going to be my favorite, but this is a close second. I mean, at least so far. But this figure is pretty darn cool. Next up, we have probably the coolest superstar out there, and that's Orange Cassidy with the AEW International Championship. Now, this is the first time I believe that we've gotten this championship, so let's look at that first. Now, this is definitely a cool-looking championship. It's got a huge plate in the center, and I mean, the detail that they put into these titles is pretty phenomenal. They do a great job with the sculpting on these titles, and these look really, really cool. So it looks like we have the AW logo on the side plates with a little globe behind it. We have a globe in the center here. Yeah, this title belt is awesome. And if you're a toy belt collector, this is definitely worth picking up just for these titles, right? So this definitely looks awesome. Now, looking at Orange Cassidy, he has 2 open hands, but he also comes with 2 flat hands to put in his pockets there, and then a kind of thumb up that he does. So that's cool that we got all the hands we need for him. Now, looking at the figure itself here, he does have, okay, so his splash of gold is in a couple places on this figure. For one, it's the shades, the sunglasses. So they are just a gold color. They're not really metallic, kind of a matte gold, but they are gold. So you take those off and we get those blue eyes of Orange Cassidy. Looks pretty good, looks just like him. Really like that hair sculpt. I love that beard. Really like that face. I think it looks cool. Now also on the shirt, the little thumb up whatever is in gold. And what's really interesting about this, and I didn't know this, but I got the other Orange Cassidy figure, one of them, okay, one of his first ones, because my daughter loved it. And I was shocked to find out that the shirt underneath the jacket, it's all one piece. So I thought it was a t-shirt and then a jacket, so 2 different soft goods, but it's not. It's this white piece of fabric sewn onto the jacket, which makes it easier to take on and take off, but I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. Honestly, I know it's not easy to tell, but I don't know, that kind of bothers me. But yeah, so that's an accessory there. And the jacket is actually really cool. It's got a lot of nice detail. We have that thumbs up on the back and like a gold outline with the AEW logo. And the jacket itself has like a denim look to it, and it looks great. They did an excellent job. Now, moving on down, he does have these like pliable rubber. That is Luke. Hi, Luke. He has these pliable rubber plastic pants that his hands can go in the pockets. There's little slots, and it does work. Moving on down to his knees. These are awesomely sculpted knee pads. We even have a little tear on the right knee. It looks good. Sculpted all the way down. Now, the other gold touch on him are these little gold patterns there on his wrestling shoes, so that's cool. So yeah, this Orange Cassidy is definitely one of the cooler figs and comes with some pretty cool accessories. And last, and certainly least, we have a Wardlow. Now, Wardlow has had a few figures released so far, and this one does appear to be very unique as far as the attire goes. There's not as much gold splash in it that we got in the other attires of the other superstars, but there are some gold accents here, and that's really cool. So he comes with the TNT Championship, which I believe we have actually gotten this one, and I think this is... It's hard to tell. I think it's black. You'll have to let me know in the comments. I think it's black. I don't think it's purple, right? Colorblind Aaron, I'm confused. I think it's black. So I think we have gotten this TNT Championship before. So really nothing new here. But looking at the figure itself, this Wardlow, it looks just like him. It's really cool. I love kind of that messed up hair in the back. I think the hair sculpt's cool. The face looks just like him. And what's really cool is this body sculpt. I mean, this is a massive figure. This is a chonky boy, right? And Wardlow's jacked, so I think the body sculpt is awesome. I think they did an amazing job with the part choices, the sculpting, and really made this unique to him, and I think that's cool. They do a great job with the women, giving them a lot of uniquely sculpted parts, and apparently they do that with the men's figures, so that's really, really awesome. Now, the attire, okay, this is kind of hard to tell, but it's red with like this pattern on it. I don't know what type of pattern that is. You have to let me know in the comments. It's like a pattern that you see on like bandanas or like your grandma's tablecloth or something. That's what this is. This is grandma's tablecloth pattern. So it's like a red with a darker red design on top. And on the back, we have Wardlow in black with gold accents. There's the gold, y'all. Gold accents around the letters. And then on the side, we have these, I believe, wolf logos that are in gold. So there's the gold touch on this figure. And then moving on down, we have these black knee pads on top of these black sleeves and then these black boots. So this figure is definitely my least favorite of the 4-pack, but I think it does an excellent job of capturing Wardlow. I just kind of wish we would have got someone else. And you know what? I wish we would have got Scorpio Sky with like that Lakers-inspired TNT title. I think that would have been a better addition, but definitely a cool-looking Wardlow. All right, so much like that Bendham 6-pack that I reviewed, I'm not really giving it a score because it is such a unique piece. But what I am going to say is I highly recommend that you pause this video right now, head on over to Amazon, and see if they have it in stock. Like I said, it's been up, it's been down, so it's worth checking multiple times if you don't have it yet, and get it for $80 free shipping, because in my opinion, I think this 4-pack is worth it. I think this thing would look beautiful MOC and signed. I mean, it looks beautiful MOC all by itself, so I definitely think this 4-pack is worth it. Now, if you're a loose collector, do I think it's worth it? It depends. I mean, for me it is, because I'm such a big fan of Thunder Rosa, and I've become a completionist of her figures, so I had to have this. And if you're a completionist of MJF or Orange Cassidy, then yeah, I definitely think it's worth it. So I really do suggest that you head on over to Amazon and see if it's in stock, because I think it is not only a great 4-pack, but I think it's a great gift to put under the Jillmas tree. Thanks for stopping by LumberJillville. Women's wrestling lives here. For a first look at all future women's wrestling figure reviews, make sure to hit subscribe and become an official resident of LJV today. Now stay tuned. I ordered an AEW mystery box that includes one chase or one rare that'll be here this week. So I plan on doing a short or maybe a video on it. I really hope I get a female chase. I have my fingers crossed. Now, there's also going to be tons, and I mean tons of content coming out all Jillmas month long, because this is an exciting month, a very joyous time here in LumberJillville, and I want to share that with all of y'all. So thanks for watching, and have a great night, y'all.